Does tea expired? Short answer is no. Let me turn off the video. Done. Let me just give you a little bit more information as, something to help you out in terms of tea selling. So, firstly, let me show you milk bottle, which has got use by date on it. Then I'm going to show you the best before date on a water bottle. The wording actually do mean something different. And with our tea packages, it's just a little teaser that we send out for free samples or that kind of thing. And we do have a best before date label on the back as well. So use by means that after that date, not so good to drink or consume. It's not so safe. Best before, on the other hand, is actually saying after that day, you can still safe to use it, but it's just not as fresh. So that's what we're doing as well with best before date label. So what that means is you can use it afterwards. And the best before date label that we put on our tea is 1 year from the date that we pack for you. And some people do request 2 years on it. We feel okay about it. Maybe if you can actually do 1 year, it's probably better in the sense that you're actually trying to, help to guide your customer to come back to, get some fresh tea from you. So what really that does mean is that after that 1 year, safe to drink, but not taste all that great. It's just like, if you have some dry parsley sitting in your pantry, a couple of years old, yeah, you can use it, but they're not fresh and it's not all that great to taste. So that's just the sort of thing that is going on. And when I talked about tea selling in relation to this best before date, is really actually more thinking about the packet, your pack size, because if you think about your tea can actually last them a year or more because of this best before situation, that means that they can really hang on to that bag of tea for as long as they want, 5 months or 5 years. And what is that going to bring them back to get your tea for that repurchase? And that is the pack size. So if you have pack size that is going to, enable them to actually have that tea for the next 6 months or even a year, it's probably a little bit too big, because by that time they have no connection with you anymore, in the sense that, they bought so long ago, they would just go to whoever and just buy it. Versus if they finish that packet of tea within, say, a month or two, then, they are still quite warm to you. There's a much better chance that you can actually hook them back in for a resale. So do have a think about that in relation to your pack size. But in relation to the tea expiring, nah, it doesn't really expire. I mean, you think about it. If it's stored well, then you'll be fine. And if you put it in a nice dry place, 3 tea killers: odor, sunlight, and moisture. So that's also why kitchen is not the best place to store tea. Maybe somewhere in a lounge or somewhere that is fairly, dry, and do actually put them in airtight jars. If you put them in a cabinet, outside, say in a lounge, but you put cinnamon next to chamomile, of course, the chamomile is going to smell like cinnamon, and cinnamon is going to smell like chamomile, and it's not going to help you. So do have a think about, how to actually create, better, sort of storage solution. When we first started, we put them in Ziploc bags individually and then into those bulk bins separately. So, there are double barriers, to prevent, kind of the taste mingling and contaminations and all that sort of stuff. So do keep that, in mind. And of course, if you have foil or airtight jars, they're even better. But yeah, in short, tea doesn't expire, so don't worry too much about, that sort of thing. And, you can really help your customer to understand that. Let me just read out the wording we have. Store in airtight container in a cool place away from sunlight, direct sunlight, and odor. Open package should be consumed within 1 to 3 months for optimal freshness. And that's what we put on our label. So, do consider some kind of guidelines, to help them out, that they can better use the product and understand, how soon to refresh it and all that sort of stuff. So I hope this information is useful to you. If it is, please do like the video